We're gonna bring down the institution, create a revolution, and the world will be free for you and me, for you and me.
Welcome to We're All Being Tested, Global Tested Podcast. We have a special guest today. David, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is David Tenenbaum. I am the producer of MAD, Mutually Assured Destruction, and I'm here to talk about the connection between our series and the tested movement.
Okay, thank you. Now, in that, do you have any tests that you would like to share? Test a story that maybe for a governmental issue or financial institution, something like that?
Yeah, the MAD series is satire of the Trump administration. And what we have been doing is revealing ways that individuals have been sort of put into this hypnotic state by the Republican administration, and that we are trying to kind of show people that what they have been fed is a bill of goods, that they are kind of being, for lack of a better word, brainwashed into into believing in a mentality that is solely about self-interest.
Okay. So what do you think the cause of it?
Well, basically, the whole 4 years that Trump was in office, he was pushing a ideology that you can be successful if you stab everybody you know in the back, think about yourself and yourself only, and do whatever it takes to make more money than the next guy, to disregard anything that has any value unless it pushes your own agenda.
Now, for that agenda that he's pushing, have you felt any effects from it, from like just being out in public or just dealing with colleagues or certain people, meeting people? Have they actually tried to use those tactics towards you?
Luckily, no, because most of the people that I am in touch with feel the same way about the lies that his administration pushed as I do. Yes. But I would say that I, along with a lot of other people, felt that we were being sort of betrayed, that everything we believed in about our government our whole lives just sort of came crumbling down in a heartbeat, and we were left to pick up the pieces.
Wow. And I felt that myself, because I mean, things changed. People were really getting out of control with one another about a lot of issues, government issues, laws, and the Democrats and the Republicans, and they were going back and forth. So I think it brought a lot of disaster within the relationship that should have been built, so everybody be on one accord, to work together and trying to bring improvement towards the country. So I think it was a bad thing, and I think it's going to take time to recover. It's going to take us a lot of time to recover and restore the trust amongst the people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it created immense division, racism, nationalism, nativism, just a dividing line that people were just completely on one side of, and basically saw everybody who didn't agree with them as the enemy.
Yes. Like you said, you can have your own opinion, your own insight of things. You have to follow basically everything he was saying and the agenda that he was pushing, or else he was alienated or people were against you, within households and within friendships, and just people was really in a lot of chaos and disagreement, disarray. I agree with you 100%. So what do you think the solution?
Well, our whole project is about hypothetical nuclear war that Trump gets us into with China, and we kind of see the solution as recognizing the potential danger of a demagogue who has only his own interests at heart, and will just basically do everything he needs to push that, to
Yeah.
push his mentality onto other people.
Now, I have to ask a question, and this is kind of futuristic. So do you think that he's going to serve another term to complete his mission?
Well, that is the goal of Matt. All of our campaign and all of our sort of publicity is trying to prevent him from being able to be president again.
Okay. Now, for us preventing him, like if he didn't become the president, you think that the country would be able to reunite? Would we be all be able to come together, get on accord, considering everything that did happen and all the separation came from his presidency, which I would say now his legacy. Do you think that we could survive from that?
It would be a very different America. I mean, we were on a very steep downward slope by the end of his administration. And if he was reelected, all of the bigotry, all of the sort of antagonism between different political factions would just get much worse.
Yes, I agree. So do you think Biden can restructure things and get things back in order?
Our hope is that he can at least keep things, sort of peaceful and sort of ease some of the pain that a lot of the sort of conspiracy theories created, especially regarding the pandemic, regarding lies about elections, things like that, that we can sort of hopefully trust our government again to some degree.
Okay. And it's going to be hard because once you lose trust, it's hard to trust again. And it takes a lot to win the trust of the people back. Once they feel like, hey, they can't trust you. And so that's going to be a rough one. But like say, if he's making good decisions and everything's clear that and they can see that every individual is not the same. And that was an agenda that Trump was pushing, and some of the people that followed his agenda, that's just the way they were anyway. They felt similar to his attitude and personality. But we got somebody in here that's trying to make a difference, that's trying to reunite the people, keep the government strong, keep the citizens strong.
Absolutely.
So do you have any advice to any listeners out here on?
My advice is that if you want to believe in your country, you have to first look at yourself and say, what do I, as an American citizen, need to do to create a polis that supports everyone, not just me.
That's true. It needs to benefit as a whole rather than the individual or somebody's individual agenda, per se.
Right, absolutely. I completely agree.
Yeah. So I see that y'all doing a good, positive movement there with your podcast.
Well, it was a podcast, and it's going to soon be an animated series.
Okay, I remember you mentioning that the animated series. That would be awesome, and I can't wait to view it. And I think that's a great topic, and that was some helpful information that you gave us. And I guess that would conclude our interview. So we thank y'all for listening to the Global Tested podcast. And Dave gave us some great information, how to see things, about how Trump administration affected America, and how possibly we can rebuild by looking inside ourselves and growing and searching for a way to where to benefit everyone as a whole, rather than just ourselves as an individual. So I think that's great information, and that's something that needs to be shared to the world. And hopefully people get an opportunity to watch the podcast and decide they want to come on and add on to it. We here at Global Tested Podcast. You can contact us at globaltestedpodcast@gmail.com or testedmovie.com. You could go to contact us and send us an email if you want to join the Tested movement, or if you just want to do an interview and get your concerns out, tell everyone about your story, and give some advice and a solution. So that concludes the interview. And Dave, we should thank you for coming on board. And
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
You too.
We're gonna bring down the institution.